Cool. Hey, everyone. Rich Carlton. Welcome to an awesome day of FileMaker training. So today is an open Q&A day with Christian Schmidt. A lot of you saw me. I renewed my software license with MonkeyBread because it was so inexpensive. As a reminder, for those of you wondering about this, you should definitely have a license for the MonkeyBread plugin. You can download it and use it without a license. However, some of the features won't work. So it has a whole cadre or set of features that work for free. And what you'll find out is you'll get addicted to it, then you'll want to pay the couple bucks for it.
Yes,
So,
no, it's invaluable. It comes up constantly. I use it literally every day. I code. So,
okay, great. Yeah, so my question, so let's start with this. So we use it to solve all sorts of problems to compensate for limitations within the Claris FileMaker platform. Claris is never going to build all the features that we want. I'm just happy for them to build some features I want. But Christian comes in and he saves the day on so many projects, so many things that we use with his product. So we are looking at an upcoming update to the FileMaker, a couple updates. So this week, Monday, there was a new version of Server 21.1.5. For those of you wondering, that's a FileMaker 21 release, which corresponds to the year 2024. As a result of that, there was no new updates of Pro. People always wonder where the matching copy of Pro is. Claris hasn't really updated Pro. So largely we're still using almost the original version of the 21 Pro, but we're using like the 5th version of the server software. So there's been a lot of fixes on the server side of things. That being said, I am at Big Valley, here. The question came up, it's like, well, the server was on, the couple of the clients are on 20, the server's on 21. I use 21, but we hadn't updated the customer because it was working good, and if it's working, why touch it, right? But you don't want to be too old because you don't have the security updates and things like that, right? So I have a rule that I always stay within one release. So if FileMaker 22 comes out, the new version comes out at some point here this summer, whatever Claris said at Claris Engage, they said, summer, early summer, whatever summer. That comes out, Jacob will update their server. Their server will be 22, their clients will be 20. That won't work because remember, my rule of thumb is that you can always count on your server and your client. They have to be within one major version number of each other. Okay, so 21 server can talk to a 20 client, and the 21 server can also talk to a 21 or 20 client, 21 client, or 22 client, right? And so if the server's 22, your client has to be at least 21, but they have 20 here. So I'm going, well, I got to update their stuff. So then I get on the phone. I'm like, well, the hardest part with the update is just to make sure that nothing breaks. And so I call Christian Schmidt, or I texted him. I said, hey, Christian, because I just bought the license. So the newest version of your product, if you want to show your screen, is 15. Is it 15.2? 5.2? What is it?
15.2 is the latest version on our website. You can download it, and in a few days, there will be a 15.3 beta, and we have a lot of new things.
which will be awesome.
Okay, so from 15.2 to 15.3, is it? Okay, so whenever you do like this, I have to wonder, should I wait for 15.3 or should I just install 15.2?
No, just install 15.2. Let me see. We have something about system requirements. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Whenever there is a new plugin SDK, a new FileMaker Pro version in development, things change, things break, new things get possible. So I adjust the plugin, and so you have here minimum versions, which we recommend.
That's the we need. That's what I asked. So if the customer is using Pro 20.3, they have to be on your plugin 13, 13.5 or higher.
Yeah.
So then you go into FileMaker, you go to settings, you have plugins, you see the MonkeyBread plugin. I have 14.3, so I'm covered on that. Okay, good. Okay.
So the idea is that this version has been released at or after this release, and it may contain some bug fixes. But of course, you can always use a newer version because it has even more improvements.
So the other part of this is if I have Pro. So say hypothetically, Christian, that I have FileMaker Pro 22, which at some point will come out. It's not a secret. What's in it is a little bit vague. I could dig into it, but I would probably frustrate me and I'd have a tantrum. So So FileMaker 22 comes out. I install FileMaker Pro 22 on my Mac and Windows computers. What is the minimum plugin I'm probably going to need for that? So I make sure I put the right
I
one.
would expect you take 15.2, but technically I would expect that a few older versions will also work.
Okay. So,
So
but 15.2.
15 would be good.
15 would
15.2
be your
better.
base. And the reason is for this is that we have the auto install where it bothers people if they're out of date here. And there's a little process for this we built in. And I always forget it because I do it like once a year, right? Or maybe twice a year. And I forget how it works. I put a layout with instructions on it. We can go through that if you want, if people are bored, but I want to make sure people have asked questions. Like I had a question here. So my customer.
So you would go to the examples, and there is this install plugin if needed example. And let's open some FileMaker, and this is a sample database we include with the plugin, and it allows you to throw in the plugins you like to distribute. So let's open a Mac plugin here, and Linux Intel. The Intel versus ARM thing is making quite a few support cases, because people installed the plugin on the server on Linux and just grabbed the wrong one.
Okay.
So that's all.
So they're installing the ARM one where? On the Mac one? Is that what they're doing?
No, on Linux, you have to check which CPU you have, so you install the right one. And there's a 50-50 chance that you use the wrong one.
Got it. Okay, great.
The sample script here goes and picks the right one based on the architecture here. So if you have Intel, you get the Intel one, otherwise the ARM one.
Margaret, if we have questions, that's great. If not,
I do have questions, but I don't know what you want to do first.
Oh, I just noticed this. Yeah, I think there's platform 4 is WebDirect. So we have to look by the plugin which variant to use.
Yeah.
And if platform is 8, we have the Linux server with Ubuntu, and then we can also check the architecture.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can automate it, and you can check if the plugin is needed. You can compare the version numbers. If you don't get a version number but a question mark, you would know that the plugin is not installed. And then if you get a version number, you can check if it's newer than the one you need. And there's a little tidbit here on the last error message. So to get a last error message, you need to query both the last error and the last error detail in one let statement.
Yes.
Because otherwise the set variable would reset the error, and your second query wouldn't work.
We do have a question, funnily enough, relating to this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to resolve an issue where I'm installing/updating MBS, but the installation is failing with a "this file is locked or in use" dialog box. The problem is that while trying to get further diagnosis for workaround, I was looking to get last error detail, but even when I captured the last error, I get a code of 0. I would have expected it to be 103. I think that's the right bug. I think that's the right code. What am I doing wrong?
So the first question is always, do you query both values in one call so you don't reset it? Like the example used to have 2 lines, Like if you have one this way and this way, then it won't work, because this set variable would succeed and set the error to 0 and clear the last error detail. So this would always be empty. So you need to do the trick with the let statement to get both values together, and then you may be able to read the last error detail.
Oh, okay.
The other problem is that the Windows operating system doesn't like you to delete a file while it's open. That is possible on Unix systems like macOS and Linux, where an application can just remove the old file even if it's open and install the new plugin. So if nothing helps, you will have to manually quit FileMaker and remove the plugin file.
There you go. Let us know if that fixes your problem. We have another one on a totally different topic.
Okay.
Hi, here's my MBS question. I'm looking to build a solution for generating certificates for products we make. I'd like to export different layouts as PDF, cover page, test page, certification one, etc. And then it would also export gather material certificates from suppliers that are saved in container fields, and then combine all these into a single PDF.
Okay.
Um,
Can I help with this?
Sure.
Can I help with this? So I think this is a high value question. I had the exact same, to be clear about this, and Margaret, you need to pay attention to this. So about a year ago, we had this question, the identical sort of scenario where we want to concoct or build a PDF. The PDF is going to come from multiple different containers or layouts within FileMaker. FileMaker has built-in abilities to do some of it, but not really. And so we had a demo that Christian helped us with, Margaret. We never built it into BVA because we got busy, but they asked about this again the other day. The problem for them is that they have a report, they have a bunch of photos, they want to concoct it together into PDF. And so what it is, it's exporting a bunch of documents out and appending them, Christian Schmidt, and then rolling them all together. Once you've generated all of them, somehow you're going to amalgamation, you're going to combine them together, right? And so
I believe we're looking at the example that Christian's about to click.
Let me see.
No, this is just a standard example for merging.
Okay. Go ahead and show that. Do that for a moment. Yeah, that's good. Mark,
Yeah, it's just we have a record for every PDF on the input, and then we have the merge script, which just imports all the PDF pages to one document. So let me go through it. You initialize DynaPDF. You start a new environment. And optionally, you can, of course, open an output file, so things go in a file, but we can just grab the container value on the end. Then you loop over your source documents, and you would call open PDF from container and pass whatever container field you have the PDF in, or you would use open PDF from file with a file path. Once you have the PDF open, you can check if it has pages, and if so, you can import them. And you get back the new last page. So the next page to import to would be one after that. So we append. Otherwise, you could possibly lay PDF pages over each other, which may look funny.
Okay.
Then on the end, it's simply a call to DynaPDF save, and you assign this to a container field. Otherwise, you could write it to a file. And if you like, you can run the script with adding page numbers. And you can, of course, also merge with images. I think that this is a big example where we check if the file name contains .pdf or the PDF is in the container types. And then we open it as PDF. And if it's an image file, we tell DynaPDF to check the format and give us a size. Based on the size, we calculate scaling factors, so it fits on a here DIN A4 page, but you could use letter if you want. And then we calculate a size, and we append a new page to the size we need, and then insert the images, and then end the page, and then this goes over and this merges all the PDFs and image files you have.
There you go, Zane. If you have a follow-up question, please ask it. He's on YouTube, so he's on a bit of a delay.
Yeah, let me find a picture. There's pictures.
I got to find the demo he built for us, Margaret. I'm working on trying to find that.
So let me drop a picture
Margaret,
here.
Yeah.
And another picture, and then run the script. And then I would export this and open. And yeah, I have pictures here.
There you go. And the file you're looking for, Dad, is probably it's in the BVA folder in your Dropbox, I'm pretty sure, somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I did a search. I didn't come. Of course, search on Mac doesn't always work. So yeah.
If you didn't name it properly or we named it like something weird, then it's
Yeah.
not gonna
So
come back.
BVA. I'll look for that here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Another
random document aggregation is what we called that. Yeah. 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 Anyone want to see this one? I wonder if this works. Should we
Yeah, I
try
can
this?
stop sharing.
Yeah, let's just try this because we built this. So this is really neat whenever people ask questions about this because this is exactly the kind of thing that, we can't really solve it with FileMaker without a little bit of help. This is, if we get bored, we'll go through this one too. I took his installation instructions, which makes sense to a German technical person, but they didn't make sense to me. So I had to write up the Richard is stupid set of instructions here. So we'll cover that if we want. That's in BVA, Margaret. This right here is the photo aggregation sample. So this is the rub. So you have a document here where it says the jet engine fell off the helicopter or something. And then there's your pictures. And then there's a certificate of authorization, a certificate that we didn't steal anything. And then we want to combine it together. So let's see if I can do this. So we have Dyna PDF function missing. Oh no. So I have to install the Dyna. You want to cover Dyna PDF real quick and explain what that is for people?
So we have to tell people that I make the MBS plugin, and then there's a separate company making Dyna PDF.
Yes.
And we
yes.
can use Dyna PDF in FileMaker with the MBS plugin, but it's an extra license purchase if you want the Dyna PDF part.
Okay, so if you're doing any serious PDF shenanigans, like me, like that request from that one person, you could try to get there without using. So what Christian Schmidt does is Christian did some basic PDF capabilities with his own software, but really to take advantage of it, there's this company that has all these advanced features called Dyna PDF. So if you grab it and install it and drop it in on your computer and you put a license key in MonkeyBread for it, then MonkeyBread talks to Dyna PDF. It's like having superpowers. You drink you have a protein shake and then you can fly or some shit. It's superpowers for MonkeyBread. If MonkeyBread wasn't already badass enough, it like makes it triple badass. So it's really awesome. So yeah, we have that issue. So container. Don't give me in a final PDF. Okay. Part of the trick, and it's why I've had such a tantrum with Claris, is that this thing over here is so big, you can't reasonably send it to a customer because it's like could be over the 20 megabyte limit on a attached email, real easy with some pictures in it. All right, so let's take a look at the scripts again. Script debugger, I'll leave that off. Script workspace. Here's the Dyna PDF. I guess this is going to install it. Is that what this is doing, Christian? Is this going to install the Dyna PDF?
No,
on this
this
computer?
is just a sample code to load Dyna PDF.
Okay, then we have this one here. So I have perform script merge, post to Dropbox and retrieve. Okay, that ain't going to work at all. We know that one doesn't work. So what's the merge do here? That PDF, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Okay, we should just follow this and see what happens, right? Because who was the person on YouTube who wanted this? I'm going to get rid of that.
Zane.
All right, so yeah, so script debugger, we're going to watch this actually happen. Christian can supervise, but if I can make it work, it is exciting. So I'm going to get rid of, if you see me clicking, it's because I'm getting rid of the zoom windows over the top. So I'm going to run this merge script right here just to see what happens. So click. It's going to install. Nope, there's no server. Set that path. And we're looking down here to see if there's any red.
It looks for the Dyna PDF library in the same folder.
I wonder if it's in there. I'm hoping it does.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. Did it work? Set license key,
No,
put your key here.
okay.
Tempo for demo. Okay, so how do we install Dyna PDF, Christian Schmidt?
So you should put the Dyna PDF library somewhere and tell the plugin where it is. Do you have it maybe in the extension folder, or do you have it somewhere on disk?
You're talking about, I would probably put it wherever we put the FileMaker plugin, right? Isn't that what we would normally want to do, right?
And check if it's in the plugin folder.
Okay, so how we get the plugin folder, everyone, by going FileMaker Pro settings. We go to plugins and we go MBS. We say reveal plugin folder. So I have base elements, which I really don't use. Here's MonkeyBread 14.3. And then that is I guess an older version. So I need to put Dyna PDF in here. So how do I download? Where do I download? Is that on your website?
In the MBS download. It's in the MBS download already. Do you have it already on the disk? Or I see it.
Right
There's
there.
one. Yeah.
Here's.
Let's open that one.
Okay.
And then examples.
It's an example, or is it third?
It's in the examples.
Okay.
And then in Dyna PDF. So, and
there's a whole bunch
of dilib. There's a dilib.
Okay.
The black one. The black icon.
That's the only one. That's the on the Mac. Okay. Is this Mac and Windows? Is that the only one I need, or is this the one I need for?
This is the only one.
Okay. So
just
what I'm
the
gonna
dilib one.
Okay. Cool. MonkeyBread. Okay. I'm gonna option drag it over here and put it there. Okay. So now we have.
Now we go to modify the script.
Nothing like a little peer pressure here while you're trying to code your way out of a hole in the ground. All right, so this is where we told to initialize, right? So
let's go to the bottom and see
file path.
So the good thing is we can just pass in instead of building a path, we can just pass in the file name or an empty string. So you can just modify that line.
Is it this line
value? Right? Yeah.
Okay. What do we want to do here?
Whatever. You can put in empty string. You can put in the file name or the full path.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to generate the full path. I don't even know where that's
No, just put in. Just keep the file name also. Yeah, remove the rest.
Remove this entirely.
Yeah, and the substitute core.
Okay, so all we want is that right there.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't understand what you're saying.
So let's run it again.
You want to try that again, see if it works? Okay.
Just run the script.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna run that. I'm gonna show the debugger so we can see what happens, because invariably it's gonna lose its mind. Okay, I'm gonna do the merge thing here. Save all. Yes, thank you. It's gonna step. Okay, now we're into the initiate Dyna PDF. Yeah, that's right.
Step so. The examples are built that they find the library in the same folder as examples, so you can just run them directly from the disk image, Oh,
I see. Okay, is it okay? Okay, it passed. It found it. It found it. Okay, that was great. So by not putting a path, it looked in the plugins folder automatically. That's kind of cool. Thank you for that. Okay, so now we're going to set a new variable. Loop over 6 containers that we have here, okay? So I'm just gonna skip through this really fast because it's got to do it 6 times. It's not, I'm just gonna play
just
here.
Let it run.
Yeah, I'm doing that. And then it's done. Okay, so it built this over here. Now I'm going to say export field context to the desktop. So this is for Zane, right? Automatically open file, save. Document. So remember, it's not just one page. This is a multi-page document, and that's a single image. So multi-page, picture, certificate authorization. It's what we call an 8130. This is for those who don't know about this, in the United States, this is a birth certificate for a official aircraft part. Every aircraft part that is serialized has a birth certificate. So then there's this over here, 337, which is a modification. I put the cappuccino maker in the helicopter, came down here, did this. So yeah, so that is pretty awesome. So is this a demo that you gave everyone here, or is this
No, well, the script we used is similar to the one I put in the example file.
Okay.
So I made it for you, and then I thought I could make a more general version for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So how do if I'm going to go find that? So let's pretend you're talking to normal people here. I'm going to go ahead and close this.
Yeah.
Close this. I'm going to, if I go over here to the MonkeyBread, which is over here, where do we find, where's that example?
Yeah, Dyna PDF folder and then merge.
Merge?
There's a merge example.
merge, PDFs to
PDFs.
file. Okay, there's these. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Okay, pretty cool. So yeah, so this is basically the same thing. So that's a pretty great thing. With the Dyna PDF, you can also crop the image and do some other stuff like that. So it does quite a bit. It does quite a bit. So yeah, Margaret, we need to put that into BVA too, right? Unfortunately.
Yes. In the list of things to be accomplished.
Yeah, well, but now that you've seen it again, we have that demo, that file there was pretty great. So yeah. I would make a comment about the fact that if you don't put the directory in there, it digs it out of the plugins folder. Yeah, because
that's in the documentation.
It would be if I read the documentation. I'm sure that's exactly what it said. Yeah, that's my problem. I'm a typical Mac person, right? I use Macs because I don't want to read the documentation. So then we have you on the show, so I still don't have to read the documentation, but you make money out of it, so that's good. So people have questions, Margaret, on this?
Questions not about this specifically. We have general PDF questions. So.
Well, I ask questions because.
I'm going to grab one question we'll do PDF questions. We'll circle back to yours, Rick. So I struggle with the simple task to create thumbnails from PDF's first page only. The PDF can either be a text or a picture, possibly multiple pages.
Okay, so this is person's on Windows probably, right? So, or maybe not. Yeah, so Christian, show your thing. I know you've got a thumbnail demo. I guarantee he does.
Well, let me just go in the documentation.
Show how we do that. So we go to your website, we hit documentation.
We have this generate preview function, which can be useful because it's a quick one function call function. Where you just ask the plugin to make a preview for a given PDF file and give you a picture back, or a PDF with a picture. There's also, beside Dyna PDF, the possibility to generate such a preview with PDFKit on Mac and iOS. And on Windows, we have the WinPDF generate preview. So that would be a function to just get quickly a picture.
All right, we'll make it go. How would I do this? I mean, we would just where's the code? Where was that code at? It was down here. Holy no.
Yeah, just example line.
Okay.
Press in.
And then then that's going to stick it in a container then? Is that what it's going to do?
If you set file to put it in the container, this will add a preview picture.
Okay.
And the Dyna PDF function had a few more options, like it could make just the picture here, only image. So you can ask for picture. And then we have all the render functions. Oh, I need a PDF, which take whatever PDF you have, and you can put in options here to say, I want a JPEG, I want 150 dpi, or I want 300 dpi, or whatever.
So on the previous demo, we didn't specify those. It just kind of did it. It just kind of winged it.
Yeah, the plugin has a setting somewhere about the default preview size, which default is 600.
That's pretty well. Okay, back up. That's pretty damn big for a thumbnail.
Well, it's a pixels. It's just pixels. So
everyone understands that most of us looking for thumbnails 100, 200, something like that, not 1200.
Or you use the render function where you can put in
specify the one you want. Yeah.
You can say I want 500 in high, and then it will do the matching width. Yeah.
What's the minimum version of the plugin do I need to do render page?
The plugin, any MBS plugin will do, and Dyna PDF you need Pro.
Okay, but is render part of the Dyna PDF, or is that yours?
That is part of Dyna PDF.
Okay, and I need the Pro version of Dyna PDF.
Has the Pro version, yeah.
Okay, when I dragged and dropped the Dyna PDF file, was that Pro or standard, or were they both in there?
Now that's one file for all versions, because the license key tells you what you can use.
Got it. So I don't use a license key. It'll work right now, but it'll put something on top of it, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
You can use all the features.
I'm going to share here. I'm going to share my stuff. So we are going to demonstrate live on live TV. So we have examples here. So where was that? It was under, where would it be under? Dyna PDF or examples?
Yeah, Dyna PDF would make sense.
Dyna PDF, then would be what?
And then the render page.
That one? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to option drag it to my desktop. I have it right there. I'm going to open it with the proper version of FileMaker. Okay. So it's here. Now, if I put,
You drop a PDF into the.
I need a PD, hang on one second. Let's find a PDF. Did I need a PDF? Well, what is it? Oh, ha! Okay. Let me see what this one is. Okay. Yeah, let's just do this one here. All right. I'm going to stick this in here. Okay. So this is a multi-page PDF. And I'm going to say render. So it's going to grab the first page, height,
Yeah.
resolution 150, 150 DPI. Is that what you're saying? 150, but the height, if I don't say height and width, what are they're going to do something else? Or
Well, it will take whatever page size this has and calculate the pixel amount by 150 DPI. So if you use a width, you should not use a resolution because you can only pick either the size or the resolution.
Okay, I'll turn that one off. Okay, but my problem probably is my script in here. The initialize, remember this? The initialize Dyna PDF, right? Where was that? It was this line, right?
Yeah, this
here?
line, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just put in empty text.
Put in empty text.
Just 2 quotes.
That's Get rid of the whole thing like this?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, well, then the plugin not just looks in the plugin folder, it will also use the standard file name, Dyna PDF.
Okay. We'll try that again. All right, I'm going to hit...
Let's see if it works.
I have to save. Where would it be? Down here? Okay, It's mad at me. No, it's mad at me somehow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do script debugger. That's on. Oh, okay, back up. That was my problem. Script debugger was hiding at the bottom of the file. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it worked just fine. So that's pretty small. So what if I said height was 100, but then it would maintain the ratio. Now, what if you do something screwed up like this? Will it warp it? Yeah, I did. It warped it. So if you set one and leave the other one blank, they'll always be 100 high, and then it'll auto adjust the width to maintain the ratio, right? So kind of nice. Yeah. Good shit. See, by me, here's the deal with this. Christian Schmidt, when you demo, it's one thing, but watching someone like me suffer through the process, other people realize that that if Richard can do it, they can do it because they know they're much smarter than me, right? So that's the whole thing with that, right? So
in the script, the page number is hard-coded to 1, but you can change it to 2 if you want to have the second page.
Okay, where's that at?
In the script.
In the script. Okay, I'm going to go to scripts. I'm in the script workspace for render page. I got run. Is it this one right here?
Yeah.
Or?
Oh, yeah. We see it uses import PDF page. So you have a PDF in memory. And you have your import PDF. So we move the first page from the import PDF into your working PDF. And then we render the page 1 of the working PDF.
Okay, so I would want to change this one right here?
You could change that to import the second page if you have more than one.
That's a multi-page page. So I hit okay. Now what about this one? Do we need to change this one too?
Yeah, now you have it. You have page 2 in your work PDF as page 1. So yeah, you would render page 1.
So this is okay like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know this faster than I do, and you say stuff like it's really obvious, but I'm like, yeah, not obvious to me. All right, render. There it is.
Yep.
There it is. So that's page 2 of the PDF over here. So this is let me just take a look at this real quick. Okay, yeah. So this is a logbook. I was reviewing a logbook for a student, right? And so I just want to make sure I don't put any of their confidential shit in there. So yeah.
Next question. Is there a MBPI for QR codes on inventory items?
I know what a QR code is. I know what inventory is. MBPI. Margaret, can you?
Is that the MBS plugin or?
Is that what he? I think he meant to say MBS plugin.
So the plugin has functions to generate barcodes and to detect barcodes. So if they need to make barcodes automatically, you can use the plugin functions for that.
Okay.
Just check examples, barcode folder.
Oh, look at this barcode. Barcode detection, barcode generation.
Yeah. Maybe the third one.
QR code. Well, will this one
Yeah,
do?
for example. That's the one where you just put in text and click a
Yeah.
button and
I'm in the correct version of FileMaker. All right, now what? So I generate barcode.
yeah, it
Okay.
makes a picture.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so
And
we need a 2D barcode. Where's the 2D barcode at? The little, oh, there's a 2D barcode. Do, 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 do. All right, all sorts of 2D barcodes. There's obviously,
yeah.
those of you who are not aware of this, these are all 2D barcodes generically, but they're different standards for whatever reason, right? And so you can put quite a bit of text into this barcode, a 2D barcode. A 1D barcode like this, like the code 3 of 9, that's like the standard one that's on the back of all your products, cans, food, miscellaneous stuff, right? At least in the United States, it's standard. Code 39 is. These ones here, you can put like a paragraph of text in here because it's not just, because literally the asterisk on each side, and then all that in there just generates that. But you could put a whole sentence in here about, and then the frog laid eggs with David Angel. Okay, David Angle. There we go. Generate barcode. Boop. Now it's bigger, but all that text is in here. So if you scanned it, you would get this back. Pretty cool, eh?
So if the guy who asked just would generate barcodes automatically, put them in a container field, and print them with whatever paper they do, they could later scan them to find back the same record.
Yes. Okay. That's a real handy one. Workflow. Okay, Margaret, workflow. We haven't done this with BVA yet because they're not far enough along for this. But if they had a printout, right, and you had this like a clipboard that worked its way around the hangar with a helicopter, you could imagine coming up to I'm going to stop sharing here. Imagine walking up with the clipboard. You go to the barcode and have a scan gun. You zap that paperwork and it could bring it up in FileMaker. That's good. Want to have questions at all?
Yeah. Hello. Hoping you can point me in the right direction. I'm trying to figure out a way to collect and update client data directly from the client. Presently, I'm creating a PDF, making it fillable, and then emailing this to clients, but I'd prefer a more automated process. The information I am collecting is updating existing data stored in FileMaker. Should have it changed during the prior update, as well as collecting new data for client projects. Can MBS help me with this?
Yes, but before we would, okay, back up. So whose question is this? So I address the person and where are they at? Are they on Discord?
They are on Discord and they're going by the name Shelly.
Hey, Shelly, Rich Carlton here.
Not Discord, YouTube, sorry.
YouTube, sorry, it's Shelly from YouTube. All right, so you have a FileMaker database. I'm assuming it's on a FileMaker server. So let's just state that up front. It needs to be on a FileMaker server. Okay. You are inputting. So who is inputting that? So you're talking about you want to collect client data, and you don't want to type it in FileMaker Pro or Go. Is the clients doing this? Is it like the public in general, or do you have like 20 clients or 100 clients? Before I involve plugins and crazy, what I'm trying to do is establish that WebDirect is not a good fit. That the existing 3 clients of FileMaker Pro, Go, and WebDirect are not good fits. Okay. Now, right now, she says she's filling out a PDF. They fill it out. They bring it back to you. You can with MonkeyBread, and Christian, if I say something wrong, feel free. But you can with MonkeyBread. So if you had a PDF over here,
I opened the example already.
A PDF, remember, Margaret, a PDF can be a scan of a photo. It can be a text-based PDF. The PDF can have a form in it, and the word form is a generic web term for like a web page kind of stuff. So they can open it up.
So I can export a record into a PDF by filling in form fields. And then I can go and can here change the text. I get autofill tester, whatever, fill in a different text. And I can save the PDF and I can import back the changes. And then the name changes here.
Yeah. So you can have a PDF and type stuff in, and then the person has to return. So here's the deal, Margaret, from a mechanical standpoint, that's going to be really hard. You can have a form, you fill it out, mechanically someone had to get the PDF, type the PDF, save the PDF, return the PDF. As you're returning it, somehow it gets back to near FileMaker Pro, probably, and you import the data. This is basically a data import out of the PDF. You could also, within the form of the PDF itself, fill it out, press a button, and it submits the form to OData, Margaret, something like that. So there's 100 different ways of solving this problem. The question would be is how part of this is, we don't, to be clear, web directed turn on, it just works, right? And as much as I want to sell Christian Schmitz stuff, I want to make sure we sell it appropriate, right? I'm not going to tell someone to buy something they don't need. So the question is, how big is of a PDF? How many fields of data? How many people are doing this? What does that look like in terms of the volume of data, number of people? Are these people going to lose the PDF? You have a FileMaker server, I hope. I mean, there's a lot of questions that trying to find the right answers, because you could solve this a dozen different ways.
Yeah. So we did a live stream some time ago about sending as a PDF with a button click within the PDF to a server where we had a PHP script that just logged the data. But of course, you could just use whatever OData or Data API or whatever you like to pass the data to where you need it. The plugin itself has a few functions which help here. In this case, we just import the existing PDF as a template, and then we just set the field values based on the field names, and the field names match those in FileMaker, so it's very easy to just pass on the text for all the fields, and we have a hidden field for our record ID, which the user doesn't see, so we hopefully get back the same ID when we get the PDF back. And for importing, we read the values back from the form after we open the PDF. And for the updating, we actually first ask for the ID, and then we perform a find to find the record with the matching ID. Yeah.
Margaret, do you have any more
Smoothly
data from that
done.
person? Because it's really loud here. So,
Not particularly, but like I said, people will sometimes ask questions. They don't necessarily give follow-up information. So if you want to do it via PDF, this is the way to do it. If you like to do something different, obviously there's other options. We do have another question, which is, I have added a custom menu item that triggers a script. I would like to add a custom button/icon on the toolbar to do the same. But customized toolbar does not allow me to add any icon except for the standard button, print, and so on. Can I add a custom toolbar button/icon and associate it with a script using MBS?
Yeah, we did that some years ago, but it's only for Mac. Because on macOS we can change the toolbar. So install and then register and customize, and then I can throw the monkey in the toolbar, and then I can click the toolbar and get a script triggered.
so this is Mac only. Is that what you said?
Yeah, this is Mac only because this is a standard system toolbar, and on Windows it's something Claris draws themselves.
Yeah.
So because it's a standard toolbar, I can use plugin functions like this to ask for what's the current setup of the toolbar, and then maybe change it. Let's say I remove the record navigation here from the XML, and then I say set toolbar, and then the toolbar changes and the navigation is gone. So I may want to have it back. So you can use the MBS plugin on Mac to work with the toolbar and set whatever buttons you like. So you can, for example, on switching layouts, switch the toolbar to have different buttons showing or hidden. And I think we can block you from changing the toolbar. Like here, the context menu, we can change that.
Yeah.
That's actually cool. I I could see some uses for that, especially like the record thing. Like you and I have that show all thing, Dad, and if we removed the thing, they wouldn't be able to accidentally hit the omit and flip the
Oh yeah, you could
flipped
just
record.
change the XML to not include that, and then
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
you
but
can
remember,
set.
they're on Windows here, right? So we're
Yeah.
back to that again.
Yeah.
It's always something, right? And I'm not in any way negative about Christian Schmidt on this. So what some of you are going to find out with FileMaker 22 is Claris Apple, whatever. They're doing a little tweaky interface improvements across the top. I'm going to draw here. Okay. And so they're doing the little tweaky minor adjustments up here. You'll notice it in the next version of FileMaker. The same things are there. It's just like a different icon like that. It's easy for them to do that because they're using a standard library. Like the Dyna PDF is a library that was pre-built by someone, if that makes sense, right? And so they're calling an Apple library that draws this for them. For them to bring those modifications to Windows, which I think they want to do, it's going to take a little bit more time because they have to rejigger that thing themselves, right? And so they have to have the engineering resources to do both, right? So, all right, so yeah, because Christian, this guy cares. If he knew one of you had a bug or a feature you needed, he'd be up all night working his ass off adding the next feature of the product.
Yeah, in the last days, someone asked about something very specific, like if you have lines with different text, you can now use a plugin with Control Control Cursor and move lines. Now, of course, it doesn't work.
But the point is that you emailed them immediately. That happened to me and Richard. They're like, what, like a couple year ago or something? You and I needed to get like specific information about.
No, I'm wondering, do I have my latest version of the plugin?
Probably not. That's probably not the latest version.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need you need 15.3, right? The .3.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what happens
that's
when you.
Something I can just fix.
Why don't you just fix it for me and recompile that right away and get that going? He's literally going to compile this in real time. Holy shit. Okay, so this is what real developers do. We do with Xcode. You have code. Imagine, Margaret, that your code looked like script workspace, and then you make an edit and you hit a button, and it compiles, means it does magical gluey shit, and out the other end comes the app. FileMaker abstracts that from us. We don't have to do that,
So
but a lot
1,
of
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I get the new version? No.
No pressure, but at least you're an expert at doing this.
It's still the old one.
Okay.
Wait, do we have issues? No?
Did your compile not go? Yeah, Xcode.
Let me just find the plugins folder.
You keep working on that. I'm gonna buy you some time, right? So, Margaret, we have other questions?
Oh yeah, I had 2 versions installed. Oh, it works.
What? Hang on 1 second. Holy shit. What did you
I
do?
can just press key Control up and the lane. I see a bug. I see.
Yeah. It was there. I saw it. It was there briefly. It's when you first started it, or when you change from the number to the text. Now go back to the text again, and do the text. Move the text. Okay, I saw it. It was there. It was a misrepresentation briefly. All
Maybe
right,
it was just a withdraw error.
So that's 15.3. So that's pretty awesome. So
I'm looking to receive email with attachments in one of my FM solutions. I am struggling to do this natively. Can MBS help me out?
The answer is it's not going to do it natively. So MonkeyBread. Okay. I use more than one tool for this. I will use 360works email for this, but MonkeyBread, I guarantee, will do it too. So, do you have a demo for receiving? Well, if you have IMAP, I mean, basically what you want to do is, okay, we already, go ahead, show this. Because if I have the demo, because it's,
if you want, I mean, there's an example for it.
Yeah, go ahead and do this. Just see, go do it. Well, okay, but I need to send you an email. So I send a picture of a.
No, I need to put in here credentials for something.
Okay, you want to do that real quick? Because the person's going to love you for this, I'm sure.
So I just got a different database, a different copy where I have actually an email inside. So you have a lot of debug logging here, and the list of emails goes here if you get them. And this database would load an email from the server, and then you would just have
So
the text and HTML.
Where's the attachment at?
Attachments go in a table, I would assume.
So what email do you want me to send? I can send you a mail real quick. What do you want me to?
No, this is not really connected. So let's see. When we load the email, we go to parse email, and in parse email, we get all the contents. We go through the headers. We find the addresses, and here the attachment code and the inline code, and then it goes to an attachment database where we make a record for every file we get and stuff it in.
Yeah, to be very clear, for who asked that question about the email, that was a great question.
It was someone on Twitch named Wiggles SS.
Wiggles SS?
Yes.
Okay, so Wiggles SS. Yeah, that's a common question that I remember asking that question myself in the late 90s when email was such a thing, right? So, like if you folks send an email to support RC Consulting, it's read into a FileMaker file that reads the emails in. So we respond initially from a FileMaker file. That's how we see the emails. That allows us to, if you email in there, then it can look you up, and it finds out, if you have a subscription or what your status is.
Okay, so you can run this on the server side. So you can automatically check for new emails every 5 minutes in your mailbox and download the emails into records and then have them shown to the user. There's a sample script here to show you the content in a web viewer. Preview, yeah. So, and if there's an image in the email, it would also show up there in the preview. And you can automate this on your server side if you want to automatically process emails and then decide based on which sender address is there to find the matching customer ID and then link the records so it shows up in your dashboard. And I have quite a few customers doing that.
There you go. We got one last follow-up question, which I'm going to grab before you wrap it up. That's from Zane again. Hi, I was looking at my file in the background. If I wanted to save/export a layout as a PDF to a container field, do I need to save it to a folder using a variable path and then import it back in, or am I forgetting something basic?
No, FileMaker can just save to a file. And so we use plugin functions or FileMaker's import function to get the file back in.
So there you go, Zane. Hopefully that answers the question. RC, anything to add?
These are great questions. I want to recommend, Margaret, if you can share your screen, let's just visit MonkeyBread real quick. As a reminder, if you want to contribute, once again, support the people bringing you this show. This product is $1.26 a month per user, or some stupid inexpensive thing like that. Basically, it's free, right? If you add Dyna PDF, it becomes more of a cost, right? It's another, I don't know, $500-800 a year, whatever the license that you need is. $1,000 a year, depends.
Yeah.
So, but it will slide to solve problems that you couldn't solve any other way, if that makes sense. So,
yes, absolutely.
Super valuable.
Even our engineers who don't like plugins use MBS. So, thank you everyone for coming.
They don't like the plugin?
Oh, they don't like Nick doesn't like plugins in general, but he got stuck with an MBS install by accident, and then it began auto-completing his variables, and then he couldn't uninstall it. He's like, I don't like plugins. Yeah. So that's one of my favorite stories about MonkeyBread.
Thanks.
Please purchase his product. Thank you, Christian Schmidt. Please purchase their product. Okay?
Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
See you.